We fold this patch over shit tonight. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. And the big question is, patch over Season 1, Episode 4. Was it the right move? Was Clay right to basically force the hand of the Devil's Tribe and give them no option to become an official club charter? That is the question we are asking. That is what we want to discuss after watching the 4th episode of Season 1. Now, I did put a poll up on the channel. As you can see, 75% of you said Clay was in the right, that said Clay was correct to enforce this patch over. 25% of you said Clay was wrong to enforce this patch over and basically give the Devil's Tribe no choice but to become, a club charter. And I can see both sides. There was positives, there was negatives. Did Clay do it for the right reasons? Well, I think you can argue that with a lot of Clay's decisions. Look, I think Clay makes a lot of decisions, and I think even though he gets some decisions wrong, I think there's a hell of a lot of decisions he gets right. But the question is, how many of those correct decisions does he do for the right reason, or does he maybe do for his own, or should I say, club reasons, selfish reasons? So we will discuss that in a minute, but I asked for comments. I asked for you guys to basically give your reason why you think he was right or why you think he was wrong. Now, unfortunately, I was hoping for a lot of comments so we could discuss this in the video, but there was only one. One of these guys, come on, he's let us down. I wanted a bunch of yays, but instead we got a bunch of nays. But shout out to Vegan for Life. He said, if they weren't patched over, it wouldn't have mattered that Jax killed Jury. They would have had to think of another reason to kill Jax to die. Now, I mean, that's a fair point. That is 100% fair, and that is pretty good logic there. I like the fact that you have, took something that happened in the 4th episode of the season and literally just skipped 6 seasons to basically the end of the show. And you're right. The fact that Jury becomes club president here matters more, because if he wasn't club president when Jax killed him, Jax would not have got the Mr. Mayhem vote. You're 100% correct. However, we're looking at it more from at that point of time standpoint. I'm looking at it from Season 1, Episode 4, when Clay initially decided, when Clay forced the patch over. From that point on, was that the right decision at that moment? Now, we can look at hindsight and say, well, it turned out well for the Devil's Tribe and the Nevada Charter, or we can say, it was the wrong decision. It's easy to say that 6 seasons time, but we're on about right now, right in the moment, when Clay made that decision. Was it the right reason? Well, let's look at it. Clay was Sam Crow wanted to store the guns, and the Devil's Tribe were willing to store the guns at one of their locations. Now, Clay says that he had to patch them over more for a protection reason, more to protect the Devil's Tribe, but by patching over the Devil's Tribe, it also made them more legit. It gave them more of a threat, more of like a status, and could potentially deter any sort of Mayan violence. The Mayans would obviously be a lot more reluctant to attack a club charter than they would just some random club that maybe are on friendly terms with the Sons of Anarchy, with Sam Crow. So, I mean, you can look at it from a perspective where Clay was making the right decision to protect the Devil's Tribe, but was that really the reason why he did it? Or was he doing it to protect the guns that they were hiding, and to also branch out Sons of Anarchy and to give the Sons more of a status in Nevada? You could look at it both ways. I don't think Clay was right, because honestly, I'm not saying it was a bad decision. I'm not saying the patch over was a bad idea. I think the patch over was the right decision. I think Clay was correct to want a patch over. However, my issue with it is, he pretty much just forced it. Jury, who was the president of the Devil's Tribe, was basically, he was given no choice. If he didn't want this, he would have been out and someone else would have taken his place. So it was pretty much forced on him. He didn't have a say, really. He didn't have an option. And Jax did Jack's did call on it that, Jury is older, he's not really ready for this. A lot of the Devil's Tribe aren't exactly, Sons of Anarchy material. So, and I think Jax, we see throughout the episode, he does kind of feel bad. He doesn't like the fact that Clay's forcing this on him. At the end of the episode, he apologises to Jury. He basically fakes an attack from the Mayans in order to get another Sons Charter to stay with Nevada, to offer them protection. So yeah, it depends how you look at it. I mean, I do think it strengthens the Sons, and it does make Jury and his club, it gives them, they're a bigger presence, of course. If they're an official SOA charter, then obviously they're a bigger club, and I do think that gives them more security. It gives them a bigger reputation, obviously, but with that, it can be a bit of a downside. It puts a bigger target on their back. So, I mean, I think you can look at it from both perspectives, alright? I think it was a good idea, but it was also an idea that could come back to backfire on the Devil's Tribe. But my main point with it is, I don't think it should have been up to Clay. I think Clay should have, made the proposal. I think he should have proposed the idea, and it should have been up to Jury whether he wanted the Devil's Tribe to become a member of the Sons of Anarchy or not, rather than Clay just forcing it on them. Anyway, that's my opinion, guys. That's what I think. And yeah, overall, shout out to Fegan for life. He is right. I mean, if this patchover doesn't happen, then in Season 7, Jax he just basically kills a guy. He doesn't kill a club president, and he doesn't get the Mr. Mayhem vote. So yeah, this patchover actually led to the death of Jax Taylor, which is kind of insane if we look, 6 seasons down the line to the last season. So yeah, crazy shit. Anyway, guys, that's it. Be back with more videos coming soon. That's it. Catch you next time. Till then, peace.